Welcome to Coaching Time with me, Benjamin Bailey, a professional coach, and this is how I like to set my steering buttons. One thing that is also very important when you are racing, so you don't have to go in and out always in the garage, out the garage, but you can adjust some of the things on the car while you are driving. I know we've been talking about the braking, but you know we also talked about brake balance, brake bias, how to adjust the brake. And one thing I'm just going to explain to you here, it's blank on this steering, but I'm going to explain to you how I set my button so it makes life easier for me when I'm driving. So one of the things that I like to do is I always like to have my my ABS setting and my brake bias setting. So often here next to on this wheel here I will have my brake bias, so to move the brake to the front or move the brake to the back. So it's right there, and it's something that I change quite often when I'm driving. Also during the race, depending on the tire. The tire usage, tire degradation, I will go a little bit to the front, a little bit to the back. So this is perfect for me there, and I try to have the ABS setting just under. So I have this side brake, only for brake, ABS, brake bias, on the same side. So this I know it's only brake, and on the other side I often put traction control, engine mapping. So if I do an endurance race, I need to save fuel. I can see I'm not going to make it to the pit stop window. I have the engine mapping, so I can go down and up on the engine map here. And then here I can change the traction control. Also depending on the tire degradation. If the rear tires I start to have a little bit of oversteer, I feel that the car is light on the exit of the corner, I am going a little bit up with the traction control to save the rear tires and to finish my stint. And also, I mean, if you're playing with your friends, I like to have the mic. I often play with the push to talk. So I used to have a button so my friend don't hear me breathing or eating chips or drinking cola. So I try to have a push to talk so they don't hear everything I'm doing. And changing the pages, so you can go through the different, you can see the delta, you can see the position, you can see, so here I have it on the wheels here often. This way I change my pages, changes the pages this way, and scrolling through the pages itself the other way. This helps me a lot as well. When you do endurance racing, try to have pit limiter. That is also one thing to avoid penalty, unnecessary penalty when you go through the pit. You can put it on auto pit limiter some of the games, but I always try to keep it as realistic as possible and use the pit stop button myself. Always try to keep that on the other side of the radio, so they are very easy to access. And then on these wheels it's super nice, super accessible. You have a lot of options. So I have windshield wipers on this side under the mic. Then I play with the flashlight, so I can flash my opponent when I go behind, put them a little bit extra pressure. And then I have a button to turn on and off the light. So when the night comes, if you do long endurance racing, you can turn on and off the light. So yeah, that's pretty much. You can get more. You have these buttons here, so you can also put engine mapping. You can also change a lot of differential setting. You can put different things, but this is basically my basic setup. And then everybody, with this, you receive, when you have an Asetek SimSports kit, you receive this with all the different settings you can put, and you can customize like you want. So this is perfect. But this is basically what I'm racing with.